In today's video, I'm going to be showcasing every single trophy location inside of Anime Strike Simulator. And yes, when I do say every single location, I literally mean every single one, all 145 of them. And since this video is probably going to be really long because, there's so many trophies, I'm not going to waste your guys' time. Just gonna quickly say though, if you do end up enjoying this video, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Alright, so first things first, before we go ahead and immediately jump into, all of the locations, I do want to make it clear, every single world is going to be having at least 3 of them, and that is going to be including like game modes and stuff. So for example, the time trial lobby is going to be having at least 3. The ninja world is going to be having 3, and then game modes, for example, the protect the totem inside of Titan City, that's also going to be having 3. So yeah, you guys kind of get the point. Pretty much aim for 3 in at least every single world. But anyways, apart from that though, let's jump into every single location, starting off over here in the first map. So in order to find the first few trophies, once you go ahead and spawn in, what you want to do is you want to quickly head on over here, left side of this gate, and then as you can see, this is where you'll find one of the trophies. Then from there, once you go ahead and find it, all you have to do is click it. In this case, I can't click it because, I've already claimed it, but now you guys know how to claim it. Then from there, once you've figured out the location of, this trophy, you can move on to the next one, which is going to be found right up here. As you can see, it's literally right on this red gate. So yeah, all you have to do is jump up here, click it, and boom, now you have the second trophy. And then for the last location inside of the ninja village, all you want to do is you want to go to the very back of the map, jump down here, and then yeah, between those 2 rocks, that is where you'll find the third trophy. Now hold on just a second, does that mean that we are fully done in this world? Well, no. We still got some other stuff to do. For example, the time trial. Now I've already gotten all of them in here, pretty much. Here's the first location inside of this box. Then the second location is on this brown stand. And then the third location should be somewhere, yeah, right on top over here inside of this little cage. And just like that, you now know every single location inside of this time trial lobby. Now moving on to what I believe should be the last thing in this world, which is going to be the ninja trial. Now I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure where these ones are, but don't worry, I'm going to quickly go and find them. So for the next location, which I believe should be like the 5th or the 6th trophy, once you spawn in, go to this like big shadow / sand building over here. Just go into it, and then next to this tree, yeah, this is where you'll find one of the trophies. Then over here on the side of this like building, which is right next to the main big one, is where you'll find another trophy. And then for the third trophy in this area, it is going to be right next to the teleporter on top of that cactus. And now for the actual final thing in the ninja world, we have the ninja exam. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a few of them in here, so let's have a look and let's see. If I just quickly go around, yes, here's going to be one of them. And then for the other ones, is it going to be like the same kind of spots? In fact, here's another one on the like front side right next to this rock, meaning that there should be like 1 or 2 left. Let's quickly jump up here. No, there doesn't seem to be any. And then here seems to be another one right at like this tippity top of the tree. Boom, there we go. And now that is the whole of the ninja village all done. Now next up on our list is going to be the Clover Village, and once again, this is probably going to be one that I have no clue where all of them are, but let's quickly find them. So for the first one, it seems like there's going to be one at the very top of this grimoire page, whatever you want to call it, the guy. Yeah, it's going to be found on literally like the cross. And then the next one, I believe, should be found probably like somewhere back here. Maybe it's like on the horns. No. Okay, here it is. It's right next to this like Tuno boss on the left side of the skull. And then, yeah, this is where you'll find the second trophy of this world. And then when it comes to the third one, I'm going to be honest, I can't find it. So either it doesn't exist because 145 divided by 3 is not an actual whole number, so it could be that some worlds don't have 3. Hey, Editor SMG here, just to let you know, I did actually find the third Clover one, which is actually going to be found right over here. Turns out I literally missed it. I walked by this place like 4 times. It literally just walk up to the grimoires, go left. In the wheat field, boom, that's the third one found. But for the time being though, let's move on to the Psycho City. So for this one, the first location is going to be found right behind this police car, just like so. Then for the next one, just jump up, go onto this crane, and then boom, that's another one collected. And then for the last one, all you want to do is go all the way back here to like the right side of the world, jump down, and then between these like two buildings over here is where you find the third location. And just like that, the Psycho City is now done, meaning that it's time to jump into a boss battle and showcase those locations. And there we go. Now that we are in the boss battle, let me just showcase all of the locations. So once you spawn in, there's going to be one right over here. There we go. Now it's collected. Then for the next one, I believe it should be on one of these like buildings, I believe, like somewhere up here. Yep, there it is on the roof. Awesome. And then for the last one, it should be right near one of these rocks. Yep, just like that. All three of the boss battle ones collected. And awesome, now that we are done with the boss battle, it's time to move on to the next world, which is going to be the Earthling planet. Now this one's going to be simple as usual. Once you spawn in, head on left until eventually you find this orange building, then boom, there we go, that's one of them claimed. Then from there, keep on going around until you see a bunch of these signs on the edge of the map. Once again, boom, there we go, another trophy. And then for the last one, move from the signs, go all the way around the left side of the map until eventually it should be like somewhere, yeah, right over here. Let's move on to the Peace Marine now. So for this one, I believe there is 2 known locations right now. It's kind of like the Clover World. There might be 3, but I haven't found any yet. But for the 2 locations that I do know of, there is going to be one over here on the right side of the map, like on this tower. Literally right over here, just like that. Then for the next one, it should be found on the opposite side on the left. You'll see like a yellow boat, and then near the yellow boats there are going to be like a few buildings. Right between them, there's another trophy. And then apart from that, I am not sure if there's a third one. As I said, I'm going to keep on looking for it, and then if I do find one, I will showcase it later on. Yo, what's up guys, Editor SMG back once again, where this time I'm going to be showcasing the last location of this world. So the Peace Marine, it should be, if I'm not mistaken, yes, right over here. There we go. Now inside of the, I believe this is like the 5th world, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, the 6th world, there's actually going to be a ton of trophies found here. For example, you know, the dungeons, you know, like the A rank, S rank, SS rank. Yeah, there's pretty much trophies inside of this area. For example, once you spawn on in, here is one, boom, boom, boom. And then for the last one that I believe is in this area, because I'm pretty sure there's only 2, it is going to be found over here at the very back, right on this like haystack thingy, whatever you call it. Just click it like that, and then yeah, that seems to be all of the locations found right here. Actually no, never mind, turns out that there is one more inside of the leveling dungeon, and it's going to be found once you spawn in, take a right, and then you want to look at the roof. Now I'm going to be honest, if I didn't put on low latency mode, then I would not have seen this at all. But anyways, that's another trophy collected, meaning that we can now move on to the next world. Now when it comes to this world, like the actual leveling like dungeon slash, what do you call it? Leveling town. The leveling town. There are 3 trophies here. I'm going to showcase all of them as usual. First one's by this map teleport over here. Boom, there we go. Then for the next one, which should be found near the construction site, like somewhere over there, I believe. Let's have a look and see. Yep, there it is. Then for the last one, once you go over there to the construction site, go straight on over here until eventually you'll find like the power area. But this time, go to the red house, and then yeah, this is where you'll find the final trophy of this world. Alright, so when it comes to the snowy forest, once again, very, very simple. Once you spawn on in, there's actually going to be one right behind us over here. That is one collected. Then for the next one, you want to head on over to where the breaths are, which I believe are somewhere over here. Yep, right over here. So just go ahead, click this. Now you have 2 trophies. Then for the third one, just go all the way over here, past like this rock thingy. Yeah, right near this rock, and then there you go. Now you have all 3 of the trophies. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up next on our list is going to be the Cursed School, which in this case, there are, I believe, 6 locations. 3 in the Cursed Trade and 3 in, like, the world. For example, here's one, literally, once you go up, take a left, this is where you'll find it. Then for the next one, all you want to do is you want to quickly head on over to the sentinel guy, walk behind him, boom, that's another one. And then, yep, I did claim it. The third one is going to be found over here on this balcony, which is right near the cursed raid, just like so. And then going into the cursed raid, here are another 3 locations. One being over here inside of this tree, like literally here it is. I hope you guys can see it. Then for the next one, jump all the way up here under this tree, boom. And then for the last one, just go over here inside, and then yeah, that's another trophy claimed. Now up next on our list is going to be the Titan City, and once again, let's just quickly speed run through it. So for the first location, gonna be found up here on this like yellow building right near spawn. Then go on all the way over across until you get to like this balcony area on the red house. Yep, here's going to be another trophy. And then for the third location in this world, head on over to this windmill, jump right behind it, and yeah, that is another totem, or should I say trophy, done. And actually speaking about totem, let's jump into it because there are a bunch of quick locations here. For example, one should be found, yep, right over here near the wall. Then one should be found right in the cannon, just like so. And then the last one is going to be under this cannon. Yeah, I'm sure casing them really fast, but trust me, they're just that simple, okay? Annoying, but simple. Let's see here. The next one on our list is going to be, yes, the Bunkai Dimension. Now, this one is very quick. Literally, first one is literally found right over here on the top of this pillar. Then the next one should be found on one of the tip of these, like, I don't know what you call them. Tentacles, yeah, whatever. Tentacles, whatever you want to call them. Just go on the tip of one of them, which is going to be this one over here. There we... Oop, wait, one moment. Now, actually, there we go. And then the last one should be in a tree right over here. And oh yeah, by the way, just to let you all know, the reason I'm going so fast is because there are 145 of them. I don't have all day to just, you know, yap and yap. Plus as well, I'm sure you guys have things to do. You don't want to watch an hour-long guide, right? You'd rather I speed run it and in like 20 minutes, you know? But anyways, jokes aside, let's move on. Alright, so when it comes to the Z City, this should be once again very quick to do. For example, the first one should be on top of one of these like water tanks, but the big question is which one? Oh, it's gonna be this one at the very back of the map, so let's just claim this. Then the next thing is going to be found, I believe, on this building over here near the yellow car. Yes, there we go. So keep in mind, we are literally at the right side of like the back of the map. And then the last one should be on a building right near spawn at the tippity top. Yep, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but you should now. Right over here, right near spawn, boom. I've probably said boom so many times in this video, by the way. Let me know down in the comments. Have I said boom too much? Am I becoming like one of those... Wait, hold on. What are they called again? Yeah, you know these guys? I think I've become just as bad as them, you know? Where I say boom too much. Whatever. Let's move on to another world full of trophies. Now, when it comes to Arcadia Realm, well, I do know the locations of them. For example, here's one that I'm literally standing on. Then the next one is going to be found right behind the fruits, just like so. Then for the final location, head on over to the gate, and then it should be up like somewhere here. Yep, hold on, let me do a bit of parkour. Awesome. We now have all of the locations of the Arcadia Realm. Now, when it comes to the Kaiju world, I've only found 2 locations, and I'm going to showcase them quickly right now. So starting off, when you just move all along the path, you'll find one right over here. Then for the next one, instead of going right, go left until eventually you see this building, and then all you have to do is jump up, click this just like so, and yeah, now you found 2 locations. I'm not sure if there's a third one. If there's a third one, I'll showcase it right now. And yes, I'm going to be showcasing it this second. So once you go ahead and spawn on in, take a right, follow the right path, and then it is going to be very cheekily hidden within this flower. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I spent 1 hour looking for this just for someone else to find it and to make me feel very stupid. But anyways, let's move on to the, I believe it is the Hunter Village, yes. So for this world, I believe there should be one right on near spawn, I believe, like... where is it? It should be on top of like one of these things. Actually, wait, here's one right over here by this tree. I literally just stumbled upon it. So once you spawn in, take a left near this tree. This is where you'll find this one. And then for the second one, it should be over here. In this case, instead of going left, go right, and then you'll find it on top of this thing. So yeah, there you go. And then when it comes to the third one, all you have to do is go to the Hunter Raid, continue going on over until eventually you'll find it right over here on the side of the map. Oh wait just a moment everybody, we aren't done just yet because there's still the Hunter Raid, so let's just quickly go on in. And I believe there should be one over here on the building, so let's get this one out of the way. And yes, here's one at the very back of the building, so let's just quickly claim this. Awesome. Then is there going to be any other ones on the building itself? No, there doesn't seem to be any on the tower itself apart from the one we just got, but there does seem to be one in this tree over here, literally left of spawn. Now for the third and final location of the Hunter Raid, once you go ahead and spawn in, instead of going to the building, take a right, and then over here by these flowers, it is very well hidden, so make sure you keep in mind that this is going to really blend in, but thankfully I'm showcasing it to you guys because barely any of you would be able to find it out all by yourself. Now when it comes to the Supernatural Metropolis, once again this is very simple. Once you spawn on in, head on over straight until eventually you should see it somewhere over... Hold on, where is it? Ah, wait, here it is at the back of the building. So literally you spawn on in, head on to the back of this building, and then you can claim this one. And then head on over to the building where, you know, there is the secret mob. And then somewhere along the side of it, yes, here is the second one. Now for the third and final location, you can actually find it right near the spawn on this crane. As you can see, it is right over there. And boom, now you have all of the trophies when it comes to the Supernatural Metropolis. Okay, so up next on our list is going to be the Nazare world. Now this one is very simple. Once again, just jump up top, up here, boom, there we go, that is one of them. Then I believe the next one should be under one of these cages. And yes, here it is, right next to the 4x power zone, so let's just claim this one. And then the last one of this world should be next to the 6x power zone, which is going to be found right over here, yes, and is going to be at the tippity top of this tree. And there we go, that's all 3 trophy locations inside of the Nazare world. Now in the case of the next map, which is going to be, I believe this is called like the Tokyo Town. Yeah, the Tokyo Town. This one has 2 known locations for the time being. The first one being found literally right over here. If I can just quickly go ahead and click it. Just like that, so keep in mind it's right near spawn. And then the next one should be up here into like a broken white building. Yes, here it is. Boom, and that seems to be all of the locations for the time being. But once again, if there's another one, then you're going to be seeing it right now. And yes, someone did end up finding it, so that's awesome. Literally, once you spawn on in, follow the path, and then over here at this broken down building, you'll find this sticking on this window over here. Now for the next world on our list, which is going to be the Slime Village, we do actually know all 3 locations. For example, the first one is actually right over here on top of this straw hat building. And then the next one is going to be in like a wheat field, or at least it should be in one of these. Let's have a look. Is it in this one? No. What about... I think I already checked this one. Okay, here it is. It's in like the very right part of the map. So once you spawn in, take a full on right to over here. And yeah, you'll get that one. And then the last one should be up on top of this blue building at the back, right over here. And awesome, just like that, this world is now done, which means that we can move on to the next world, which is going to be the Enies Castle. So for this world, the first location is going to be found over here on the ship, literally on one of this like balcony thing, whatever you want to call it. And then the next one is going to be found over here, right by the main gate where there is the Haki, but it's actually going to be on the wall up here. And then from there, you just want to go to the very back of the map, right until the very edge, and then it should be, yeah, right over there. Now, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, we aren't done with the Enies Castle just yet, because there is actually the Infinity Tower that we can go ahead and get trophies in. For example, if we just go on in, I believe there should be one either on, yeah, under the map, so this is going to be one of them, and then there's going to be another one in the very final room, so do keep that in mind. You have to go to the final room. It's going to be on the wall, so look right behind you, and then I think that's all of them. Hey guys, Editor SMG here. Just want to let you know that there should actually be a third one in the Infinity Castle, but no one can seem to find it. Like, I've spent over an hour in there, other people have spent even longer than me, and no one can't find it. But hey, if we do actually end up finding it, maybe it's bugged right now and that's the reason no one can find it. I do want to let you know that once we do find it, I will have it linked in the description, like a small unlisted video where I'll go ahead and I'll showcase that location, so then that way you guys will know how to get every single trophy. But anyways, back to the video. Now let's see, in the Soul City I believe there should be like 2 locations at least. So the first one should be under one of these trains. You're gonna have to give me a minute to find which exact one it is. And yes, here it is. It is going to be the one which is going to be the right side of spawn, so do keep that in mind. And it's going to be, just put your camera like this and you will see it. And then the next location is going to be across from it, all the way back here in the ocean. Yeah, you see this over here? Yep, that is going to be a trophy that you can go ahead and claim. Now for the last location, which is going to be found in the Soul City, all you want to do is you want to go ahead, jump on top of the crane, which is literally right near spawn, and that is going to be the 3rd trophy location of the Soul City. And okay, now that we can move on to what I believe is called the Sin World, yes, this world should be having at least 2 locations. So the first one is going to be at the very top of one of these buildings. In fact, here it is, so let's just claim that. And then the next one should be near like a pile of bones. I think those bones over here, so let's see. Yes, so do keep that in mind when you spawn in, right side on top of the tower, and then on the left side near these bones slash rock. And now for the final location of this world, all you want to do is, once you spawn on in, go all the way to the main village house over there, take a right until eventually you see this tree, boom, and that's the 3rd location of the Sin World. Alright, let's move on to the Ragnarok Island. Now this one should be very straightforward. Once you spawn on in, take a right until eventually you see the trophy here. Then once you are done with that, instead of going right, go left and then go on the edge of the map until eventually, yep, there you go, that should be it. And then the last one should be over here at the very top of the Colosseum. So let's just quickly do some parkour. Boom, boom, and now it should be all the way, yes, up here. And now I guess that means we can move on to the next world, which is going to be the Force Town. Now in the Force Town, these are going to be very quick as well. For the first one, turn around and jump all the way back onto this rock, which is on like the outside. Then for the other one, go on over to this church over here, which is going to be somewhere. It should be somewhere here. Yep, here it is. So that is another one claimed. And then for the last one, go on this orange building, and then yeah, that is going to be another trophy unlocked. Now what about the Land of Swords? Can we find all of these even faster? Well, yes, I think so. For example, the first one, once you spawn on in, jump up here on top of this tree, and then you can go ahead and get yourself this trophy. Then for the next one, you want to head on over all the way to, I believe it was one of these swords. Actually, where I think it might be, yeah, on the literally largest sword you can find. So that's going to be another one collected. And then the last one should be at the end of a road. I believe it's going to be this one. And yes, it is going to be in this tree. So keep that in mind. When you find the unique machine, take a left. And then yeah, it's going to be right over here in this tree. Man, I'm going through these really fast, but I'm going to be honest, I've been hours at it, okay, by this point. If you're seeing this, I think I'm already in like 4 or 5 hours in, so I'm tired. I want to go to bed and I want to get this over and done with. In fact, let's go ahead and do this world quickly. So when you spawn on in, it should be, yes, right over here on top of this like sacrificial tree thingy, yeah, whatever you want to call it. And then for the next one, go on over to the next sacrificial tree, but this time go to this tree, and then yeah, you're gonna find it at the top of this one. And then the last one should be by one of these skulls. I believe it might be this one. No, this one, no. Okay, it's gonna be this one at the very back of the map. So when you see this like hand reaching for like the black hole, go right behind it and it's gonna be the skull at the very back of the map. But wait, once again, we aren't done just yet, because there is actually going to be the Eclipse challenge that we can go ahead and do. So for the first few locations, when you spawn on in, run on over to this hand and collect this one, you know, the one that's on the like finger. Then from there you want to quickly go all the way around the map until eventually you find this one on the edge. And then once you're done with that, keep on going around the map because the trophy is going to be in the sea somewhere. If I can quickly go ahead and find exactly where it is, I think it might be all the way back here. No. Okay, it's going to be right over here, right of spawn, literally in the water. So let's claim that. Boom, and now that is all done, meaning that we can move on to the final Galaxy 1 world, the Football Academy. So speedrunning through this, the first one's going to be found over here on the bleachers, just like that. Then the next one's going to be found all the way up here on the tippity top of the building, but it's actually going to be on the side, kind of like behind it, but you get what I mean. And awesome, we just claimed that. And then the last one should be somewhere over here in the trees. Where is it? Where is it? It's going to be over here on the complete opposite side of the map. So when you spawn on in, take a left until eventually you see the rock on the edge of the map, and it's going to be over here in the tree. And finally, we can leave Galaxy 1 for the time being so we can start off in the Galaxy 2 hub. Now this world is going to be having 6 locations, so make sure you do keep that in mind. For example, the first one should be found somewhere up here on the top in the Anime Strike logo. Yes, there it is. Then the next one should be right near the weapons, or wait, no, that's not the weapons. Actually, wait, never mind, it is by the weapons. I thought this wasn't the weapons for a second. Yeah, it's going to be behind the screen over here. And then I believe there's another one under this waterfall. Yes, there is. Now the other locations are simple once again. For example, there's going to be one behind the portal, just like so. Then the next one's going to be found in a little market area, which I believe is going to be... Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. The coming soon area is going to be found right between all of these like yellow potions. And then the last one is going to be found, I believe, over here behind this crafting machine. Yes, there it is. And that is going to be the Galaxy 2 hub, meaning that we should be able to move on to the try lobby. And yes, there seems to be some trophies here. For example, there is one. And then... is there going to be another one? Yes, there is. And then to end it all off, there should be, yes, a third one right over there, meaning that all of the Galaxy 2 hub and try lobbies is done, meaning that we can move on to the last few islands, Namek Island all the way to the Triad of Ascension. So let's quickly speedrun through everything because I genuinely want to go to sleep now. It's almost 1 AM. Please have some patience. So starting off, we have this one over here, which is going to be on this like... whatever you wanna call it, Namek house, sure. Then the next one's going to be found over here on the Kami house, but this time on the left side of it. And then the third one's going to be found over here, yeah, right over here on these rocks, right near this big spaceship. And awesome, now we can move on to the Kaizen town. So in the Kaizen town, we of course have the Kaizen raid and as well the Kaizen world itself. So starting off, it should be somewhere up here on the roof next to where the secret NPC is. Yeah, right over here. So there is one. Then the second one of this world can be found over here under this like water sewage thingy. I'm gonna be honest, we don't have these in our country, so no clue what it is. Sewage drain, sewage plug, call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter because we now have the second trophy of this world. Now for the final location inside of the Kaizen town, in order to find it, go up here, you know, remember this location. Then what you want to do is you want to head this way just like so. And then it should be somewhere along the edge of the map. Okay, you're gonna have to zoom out a little bit. And yes, as you can see, it is right over there. So let's see, can I click it? Please. Yeah, okay, I think this one is bugged at the moment because as you can see, I'm clicking it and it's not collecting for some reason. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if it's a problem on my end or everyone's experiencing this. So I think it's just bugged. Alright then, even though it's bugged, at least you guys know the location. So when they do go ahead and fix it, then yeah, you guys will be able to claim it, and then that will be another trophy ticked off the list. But anyways, now that we have all of the trophies in the Kaizen town, it's time to move on to the Kaizen raid. So once again, starting off, I believe one of them can be found on top of a building, I think. And yes, turns out I am right. It is going to be found over here on top of this like New York State looking building. Again, I've never been to America. I have no clue what the New York State building looks like, but I'm sure it's something like this, but maybe different color scheme. I don't know. But anyways, next up on the list, once you go ahead and, you know, spawn on in, take a right and it is going to be found right over here on top of this tree. Yes, that's right, it's going to be pretty simple. And then for the final one, it should be right near another building, but one that's going to be on like a different level. I think it's going to be somewhere over here. And yes, here it is. Once you spawn on in, take a left, and then under this building part is where you'll find another, but actually the final trophy of the Kaizen raid. By the way, do want to apologize if I sound like I got hit by a truck, but as I already mentioned before, it's almost 1 AM and I really want to sleep. Let's hope at least that these last few locations aren't going to be too long. So starting off, we have one right over here. Then the next one should be found at the top of Hashirama's head. And then the third one should be over here on this tree. Awesome. Now we can go ahead and jump into the Super Ninja exam because I'm pretty sure this one actually has a few trophies. Let's have a look around. Yep, here is one of them. Then is there going to be like a second and third? Probably not. Actually, wait, no, there is a second one. So that means there should be one somewhere over here for the third one. Come on, come on. And then when it comes to the third trophy, it is going to be found in the room just before the last one. Literally, it's going to be in this like bookshelf. And that is pretty much the Super Ninja exam done, meaning that we can move on to the last two worlds. Alright, so this one, once again, I'm going to quickly speedrun it. So when you quickly spawn on in, turn around, and then yeah, you'll find that one there. And then for the next one, there should be one right near the assassin refinements, all the way up here, just like so. And then for the last one, it should be found somewhere in the middle of the map in like a kind of like market area. Yeah, right over here. So when you spawn on in, go on straight, and yeah, this is where you'll find it. Now, last but certainly not least, we have the final world, and this one is going to be just as simple. For example, the first one is literally in that torch over there. And then I believe there should be one somewhere over like by these blue crystals. Actually, wait, I believe it's found in the blue portal because I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be kind of like a car track near it, like maybe somewhere over here, or maybe it's here. Actually, wait, never mind, turns out it's in the blue portal, so you just need to go on over here to this blue crystal, claim that one. And then the last one is going to be found on the red portal side. You know, remember when there was like the Shadow Igris and whatnot that you can like grind the new exotic and stuff? Well, yeah, it's going to be over here right under this. Boom. Now we can go on to the final three of this video. Man, how long I've been waiting. How long has it been? Alright, it's 1:08 AM. This update came out like 7-8 hours ago. That's crazy. Whatever. Let's get it done with, okay? So, for the first one, under this truck. If I can quickly please see it, please. Thank you. Boom. Then the next one's going to be found somewhere up here along this, like, gate thingy. If I can please find it, game. Come on, come on. And yes, here it is. It's going to be found right in front of the purple portal. So, let's just get that one. And then the last one is going to be in one of these trees. Now, which one was it exactly? I believe it was this one. Yeah, okay, this one over here in the corner. Boom, there we go. Wow, this video took a long time, and I'm gonna be honest with you all, I did somewhat enjoy this hunt. Like, definitely I had fun, you know, looking around the maps. But in my opinion, there were some locations which were just very, very devious, and I would not have been able to find them if it wasn't thanks to the legends in the Anime Strike Discord server. Like, literally, for the past 7-8 hours that I was doing this event, and oh yeah, by the way, it is the next day because I did end up falling asleep. These legends were helping me out find it, so I'm gonna let people know that, listen, I'm not taking all the credit. All these locations, some of them I found myself, like for example the leveling town, that was all me, but a lot of these locations were shared over here in the media channel. So shout outs to everyone who was in this channel helping everyone out. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure you guys appreciate it because, you know, now you have all of the trophy locations. And actually, speaking about the trophy locations, just want to let you know that right now, I know that there's supposed to be 145, but we are pretty sure that that number is an error. And the reason that I say that is because, you know how, yeah. So there's pretty much been 3 trophies in every single world, right? Well, if we counted up everything, you know, like if we quickly head on over here and go to trophy system, because this was recently added as well, if you count all of these up, like every single link over here, it is going to be adding up to like 144. In fact, here's actually some specifics: 114 in the Galaxy 1 and 30 in the Galaxy 2, which ends up to 144. So where on earth is the final trophy? And yeah, that's where everyone's stuck at the moment. No one wants to go through another 7-8 hours of going through every single world in order to try and find just one more trophy. But as usual, if someone is actually that's crazy, or I don't know, maybe the devs help us out, because as I mentioned, no one wants to go through every world again. Just like the Infinity Castle, I'll drop it in the description, some short like unlisted video or something where I'll showcase the location. And yeah, then you guys will have all 145 locations, and then you can unlock every single shrine. But anyways, apart from that though, my name's SMG. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if this helped you out. And until next time, I'm gonna keep on searching because I do actually want to get all 145. So yeah, for the time being, peace out everybody.